And evidently we're hot. Welcome to Spinistry chat. Is this going to let me do what? Yes, it is going to let me do what I think we're doing real quick. We're just going to go over as quickly as possible some Club Spinistry information that people regularly ask about. And I get it. What we do is different and weird. We're not your average bicycle events promoter. So we're going to give an outline of the different types of rides that we do for Club Spinistry members and how the Club Spinistry member benefits apply to those, and talk about some of the different Club Spinistry membership levels as well. Not trying to upsell folks, just trying to talk about how they differentiate and how they'll be differentiating more in the future as well. But let's get rolling here. What we're going to cover the different types of Spinistry rides, which ones are free to members or what levels of membership or at what time frame, which ones are open to the public where you don't have to be a Club Spinistry member, which ones are members only, and we do have those, and quite frankly, we plan to have more of those. And like I said, what are the different membership levels that we offer? So the first sort of ride that we do, and these are like general designations. These aren't official titles, but what we call our premier events. These are traditional gravel grinders that people are used to. Oh, hey, here's what I pay, $100 entry fee sort of thing. Not usually with Spinistry, but just to put a number on it. It's going to be marked routes, chip timing, aid stations, after parties usually are part of the mix. That's what your traditional gravel grinder event. That's what we consider our premier events. The way that works for all levels of Club Spinistry members is it's early bird entries are free to all members. And early bird may be a certain time designation or like what we did for the Texas Chainring Massacre this year was the first 300 entries were free sort of thing. And then we'll scale it in after that. Now, whereas different membership levels might come into play for that is if you're a carbon or a titanium member, you'll probably get free entry all the way up to event date if there's still spots available. Again, we're not going to go too far into the weeds there, but rest assured, if you're a Club Spinistry member, you get into the Texas Chainring Massacre free if you're one of the first 300. But even after that, it's still like right now, up until event day, 50% savings for Club Spinistry members. Now, here's the one exception to this. We have the Privateer Invitational Cash Payout Race in conjunction with Texas Chainring Massacre. When there's a cash payout involved, there's no discounts because the way we do cash payouts is all of those entry fees that are collected for a cash payout race go back to the racers as the purse. So it's not fair for somebody to win a full purse and only pay or have a free entry sort of thing. If you're racing for a purse, you're going to contribute the same as everybody else. That's the way those work. But if it's just a regular ride or a non-cash payout race or qualifier or timed event, Club Spinistry members can get them free, even at the premier events if they register early enough. And along those lines, if you register early to take advantage of the free entry, even if you're not sure you're going to make it, we're okay with that. We're not going to guilt you. We're okay with that. We'll leave it at that. So let's talk about some of the membership levels, and then we'll go on to some of the other event structures, just to give a little bit, because I'm sure people are asking those questions right now. Currently, we basically have a steel level membership, a carbon level membership, and a titanium level membership. Right now, a steel level 12-month membership is $75 for the year. Carbon is $175 for a year. Titanium is $300 for a year. The vast majority of our members are steel, and we're perfectly fine with that. We're not trying to upsell people. We're going to add more features, and this is really more of a going down in the future sort of some things we're evolving to. Steel level membership is you're never going to lose anything, but we're going to add some more features for some of the higher level memberships. Here's the one qualifier I want to put on it right now. Current pricing 75, 175, and 300. If you sign up currently at current pricing and set it up for auto renew, at least for, I remember when I went through puberty the first time, at least through the next couple of years, 25 and 26, we plan to, and hopefully longer if we can pull this off. If you're an existing member and you set up auto renew, it grandfathers your auto renewal price at your current. So if you sign up now for $75 steel, you're seven, even when the prices go up, you'll renew at 75. You sign up now for titanium at 300, even when prices go up, it will renew at 300. I bring that up just to let you know ahead of time so nobody can go, "Oh, I wish I could have locked it in." Now, we've been telling folks for a while, prices are going up in 2025 for our memberships. We're not getting greedy. We've had this pricing for a while, and I think everybody's familiar with inflation. And we're actually throwing more into the mix for everybody for the same price. So everyone that's an existing Club Spinistry member, take advantage of this. Get your auto renewal set up. Even if it's a steal, $75, we're happy to have you aboard at that price. New members coming in 2025, sometime second quarter. We're not sure of the timing yet. Prices will go up to 95 for steel, 250 for carbon, 500 for titanium. Realistically, we know the pricing really needs to be more like 125, 500, and 1,000. The 125 is really the main one we're talking about here. That's really when we crunch the numbers, that's what a Club Spinistry membership should cost people for us to make sense for the way we do things and keep doing everything we're doing to support the rides. But we're not going to jump I just can't I can't jump the prices up that much that quickly. So we're going to just roll it to that. That's where we're going in 2026. As far as the carbon and the titanium memberships, don't focus on those price increases too much yet. Those membership levels going into 2026 specifically, there's going to be a lot more bang for the buck for those members and those riders. But that's a down the road sort of thing. Realistically, the $300 membership, set it up for auto renewal, you're going to get a lot of bang for the buck in a couple of years. I'll just leave it at that. Again, that is not a sales pitch. Now, going back to the different types of rides. So we had the premier events, then we have what we call our featured events. These are also traditional gravel type events, more of the grassroots type of events, though, uh, open to everybody. And with what we're calling a qualifier option, most likely, which is a timed option, race ish, but not focused on racing per se, more just proving what your capabilities are to qualify for the privateer invitational and maybe some other stuff along those lines that we're thinking about throwing into the mix in the coming months. Yeah, it won't be weeks, coming months. But it's still going to have marked routes, timing for everybody that's signed up for the qualifier, water tables, aid stations, post ride snacks and drinks at least. And if there's sponsors involved or other bonuses, maybe that steps up to a food truck or something like that. Typically on the featured events, it's going to be free entry into all members until the final week. We don't, for these types of events, we can't have everyone waiting until the last day to sign up. So that's why we say until the final week. We need to know, usually we need to know a week in advance how many people to order porta johns for, food, water jugs, all that sort of stuff. So we need to have a really good sense of those numbers a week ahead of time, not the final 5 minutes, because we can't put all the pieces together that quickly. A lot of these events will, once we're at that projection of a week out, we'll say, okay, we're going to cap this at 125 participants or 150 participants, or maybe even 75. So we know what to order for support for the event. So these events can sell out. There's no doubt about that. If you're a steel level membership, if it sells out, basically, if you sign up a week in advance, steel level's still going to get in. That final week, steel level may not be able to get in. It may be sold out, and it won't be free to steel level members, most likely. Carbon and titanium, if there are slots available, even the final week, carbon and titanium members, that's one of the benefits of that higher level membership. You can do a late entry, and it'll still be free. And we can do that because we always know there's going to be some dropout. If we have 80 people that are signed up, we know at least 8 to 10 of them aren't going to show up. So we'll still order everything for those 80 people. And if some carbon and titanium members sign up last minute, they'll just overlap with the people that didn't show up for whatever reason, sort of thing. So that's premier events, featured events, traditional gravel grinders, open to everybody, but Club Spinistry members can all get in free the vast majority of the time the sign-up's open. Clear as mud? Now, we're breaking this down this way because we're extending our focus to very specific geographic areas that we're going to encourage more memberships and more rides and more events that we'll be doing to support these specific areas right now, and things we're growing too. And this is growing's not the right word. This is more of an evolution. If you've been following along, you're probably familiar that we're going back and forth between Texas and Florida and Georgia and Texas right now. And that's going to be an ongoing process for the next couple years. Eventually, we're going to be moving to Georgia, but we have family in Florida and Georgia, elderly parents for Jan and myself that are going to need more assistance. So we're going to have to move out that way. And so we're going to start doing more stuff in North Florida and Georgia, very specifically starting in 2025. But it's going to take a couple years to put all those pieces together. And we're not leaving Texas. We're not abandoning Texas. It'll just be more along the lines of now we're centrally located in Texas and starting to do stuff in Georgia and Florida. In a couple years, we'll be living in Georgia and doing things in Texas as well. And we're going to have some support along those lines, but that y'all don't need to know all that. So what we're doing right now, we're focusing on growing our membership. We have a very good membership base in Central Texas and the Houston, Austin, and Waco triangle. And we're going to make sure to keep supporting those members and those rides and adding more stuff for those people. Harmony Hall specifically is to help support that. And we'll start doing other stuff in February and March as well. I know the San Antonio people are going, what about us? We want to do some stuff that's more oriented towards San Antonio as well. But that's literally at the moment stretching us too thin, having to go to the East Coast as well. So San Antonio, we're going to be looking for help to support San Antonio and potentially things further west. Right now, our western edge is going to probably be Wichita Falls, and our southern edge is going to be Austin-ish. And that's a line that we're going to, everything past those lines, as much as I would love to go to New Mexico and Colorado and Big Bend, like we have in the past, it's just not practical for us going forward. We can probably bump that down towards San Antonio with a little bit of help. We're going to be working on that. So we're growing. We're going to focus on growing from Houston up to Shreveport, because the reality is going back and forth between Fort Worth and Jacksonville, Florida, we're going through East Texas and Shreveport on the way there and the way back. And so Texarkana, Paris, and Tyler and Shreveport in Louisiana is a focus area. So we're doing our Jefferson Jamboree pop-up ride 1st of February to help cultivate more memberships in that area, because we have a very strong base of members in Shreveport already. And I've been threatening the Louisiana crew that we're going to be doing more stuff there for a couple of years now. And I'm going to follow through with it. So we're going to start right there in far East Texas, just west of Shreveport, and grow some more members there. Realistically, any of these pockets, if we get 50 more members, that gives us the flexibility to do even more. That's our target, is grow each of these areas by 50 members each in each area. And that gives us the flexibility to keep doing more and more there, and hopefully grow it to 100 to 150 members per area. It's what we're trying to put together. As we start to flesh out, for lack of a better term, that East Texas and Shreveport membership group, realistically, it'll probably be along the I-20 corridor through Louisiana towards Monroe, maybe towards Vicksburg, and we'll probably start doing some stuff there. I have routes south of there, and we'll probably do some southern Louisiana stuff somewhere down the road as well, but that's Right now, it's going to be the I-20 corridor will be the focus, and then we'll move down from there over time as things permit. We're definitely going to be doing a lot in Georgia and North Florida along the I-75 corridor, primarily. Lots of routes already sorted out through those areas there. I'd like to get up towards Northeast Georgia and borders around South Carolina, North Carolina, towards Charlotte as well, but that's also a down the road sort of thing. Florida, the I-10 corridor, again, it's basically the driving back and forth. Well, if we're going to Jacksonville, we're taking that I-10 corridor. That's basically where Jan and I both grew up. We know that North Florida, South Georgia area very well. Lots of people we're connected with there, and we're very familiar with the networks of roads and stuff to do through there. That I-10 corridor through North Florida, we're going to be doing stuff there, but we're also familiar with that whole Ocala, Tampa, Orlando area as well. And we'll probably do a little bit towards the south of there. And here's what these will probably be featured events in those areas will be the Louisiana Gravel Champs, Florida Gravel Champs, Georgia Gravel Champs. And we're hoping to do each of those in 2025 as featured events in those regions, but with the membership rights that support that as well. So that's the sketch of the long-term plan and things we're doing in 2025, but it's going to take time. It's not going to all happen overnight. Next level of ride for the member benefit, and it goes in directly in conjunction with these newer market areas we were talking about. Monthly-ish membership rides that are specifically like I said, in February, we're doing a ride specifically to help encourage and support membership in Far East Texas, Northeast Texas, and Shreveport area. And also the Harmony Hall this coming weekend. We put that together specifically for that Houston, Austin, Waco triangle to support riders in that area. I know some San Antonio people will come over, potentially some Corpus Christi people to come over, and we appreciate that. And we want to do more for those people too. It's just we can't focus that far out at the moment. But as we fill in more members in these other areas, it helps us start stretching to a little bit wider geographic footprint over time as well. The monthliest membership rides are always free to Club Spinistry members, basically until they're sold out. So if we're doing a membership drive, we're going to say, all right, we're going to try to get 100 people. And we know maybe 100 people might be aggressive to show up for that ride until the membership numbers really add up. But we know we can build it around that structure, have all the pieces in place to support 100 people. And if 50 show up, that's fine. If 75 show up, hey, that's finer. And if we get to 100, fantastic. If it gets up over 100, then we're growing membership. Maybe we have to jump through some hoops to make it happen, sort of thing. All right. So every month, we're going to have membership rides. And every month, we're going to have membership rides in multiple areas, but we're not going to be in every area every month. We're not going to do a Shreveport ride every month of the year. We're probably going to do a North Texas ride every month of the year of some sort, just because we have such a huge membership base here and other people can help us out and things like that. And we'd like to grow to those levels in these other markets as well. So monthly membership rides every month to Club Spinistry members. And you know what? It's probably worth your while to travel to some of these. I know folks drive to Kansas, Arkansas, Colorado, who knows where else to go to gravel events. I get it. Some of those are big bucket list events with national names, but if you show up for our Jefferson Jamboree, it might be super grassroots, but the riding is going to be amazing. And ultimately, that's what this is about. It's about the ride. And along those lines, pop-up rides, those are always free to Club Spinistry members, and those are only open. I'm going to air quotes that only open to Club Spinistry members. That's going to be the official thing going forward. The Jefferson ride, I have it labeled as a pop-up ride at the moment, but it is open for other people to come join it. And the way the membership rides are set up, the whole idea is if you're not a current Club Spinistry member, you pay a nominal fee. I think it's 25 bucks for the Jefferson ride. I'm not even sure off the top of my head. We'll give you a trial membership. Come out, check out the ride, see how we do stuff with ride with GPS and mark the routes and things like that. If you if you like which and you decide you want to be a Club Ministry member going forward, we can apply that $25 trial membership to a full membership. Now, the pop-up rides themselves, when we do, those are true club rides. Those are social rides. Those are group rides. It's self-supported, it's self-navigated. There aren't any SAG vehicles, there aren't any aid stations, there aren't going to be course markings out there for pop-up rides. Pretty much everything else will at least mark the course and have some water tables out there. Sometimes we'll have full-blown aid stations. Oftentimes we'll have an after party of some sort set up, but pop-up rides are they're self-supported, they're self-navigated because quite frankly, pop-up rides, I want to ride in. That's my excuse to ride with y'all. So I can't do that at our events. Uh, Other people are able to ride in their own events. I can't make that work. We won't go there. But that's a designation. Some of the pop-up rides are some of our most fun rides, and we call them pop-up rides because it's when the weather's good, when there's an opening in the calendar and short notice. Typically, that's when it's usually a week or less notice. I've lost track. Can't remember what I even put on this. Okay, so Club Spinistry, focus, Kevin, get focused. It's about riding more. That's what we're trying to do. It's about you riding more. We're trying to give you more opportunities to ride your bike, more group ride options, more often. That's we're trying to do weekly rides, monthly rides, quarterly rides that are bigger events, a couple times a year, huge events potentially. The goal is for us to have every week something out there for somebody to ride if it fits into their schedule. We don't expect everyone to make all of our rides by any stretch of the imagination. And if you're just wanting to use your Spinistry events and rides and routes to build towards other things, fantastic. That's the Rat 1000 that's on the screen right now. That was put together to help people figure out what they needed to do to be able to do the tour divide somewhere down the road. So if you can take our events and figure out how to do Unbound XL or SBT gravel or whatever else is on your bucket list, we're happy to help you get there. But we're happy to also offer a ton of variety. We don't do just this type of gravel. We do bike packing. We do mountain bike stuff. We do a little bit of everything. If you want a little bit more variety, we have that to offer. More value is a huge focus of ours. I don't think that there's a better value out there in the cycling world for people that are looking to ride their bikes on an adventure gravel bike packing basis. I don't think there's a better value than a Club Spinistry membership, but I'm happy to hear if there is something better. But our focus, quite frankly, is more members. We need more members to help us put together more rides and more events in more places to offer more variety to more people more often. We're going to need some help from y'all along those lines. And sometimes all that help is here's a route I know that I use myself. I want you to check it out, see if you can put that into a piece of yours. Maybe you're dialed in with a really cool facility somewhere in northern Louisiana. That'd be a fantastic place to host an event or whatever else. 98.7% of the stuff we do is a direct result of feedback from you guys. And we're happy to keep doing that and even more of that. Another type of ride that we do, and this is definitely members only, it's what we call our multi-day and miscellaneous adventures. This is really deep into the variety stuff like Spinistry Palooza in Big Bend, other stuff we have in mind that we would like to do. One of the beauties of us focusing on this membership model that we're doing, it allows us the flexibility to put together really weird and kinky, for lack of a better term, not sexually kinky, just this is a kink. This is different than what most people do. Something, maybe a one-off that only maybe 8 or 10 of our members will really be interested in doing. We can do that when we don't have to focus on getting 250, 300, 500, 1,000 people to justify the cost for an event. If we're doing something off the wall, I'm happy to put the pieces together to care for 15 or 20 people for something that's really fun and different. And generally speaking, the goal is for those events to be free, those rides to be free. But if there are additional costs for lodging or some land access fees or something like that, the idea would be we put together all the pieces and an agenda, and here's what you do when and where to be when, and here's the route, and we'll coordinate everything. But if there's a land access fee of $25 or something like that, we can't cover that for 20 people for a free event. If there's ancillary fees, everybody just pays their own way. You pay your own land access fee. If we're renting a group facility for $500 for the weekend or something like that, everybody chips in the same amount. So that's the idea there for these multi-day and miscellaneous adventures. Some of those we'll probably do on a supported or semi-supported basis as well, and or offer that option. And the idea will be in those cases, that'll be when applicable, that will be one of the benefits for titanium members, where titanium members will be able to have it. If we're offering a supported option or a semi-supported option, that's one of the benefits of the titanium members. Hey, we'll lug your gear from Texarkana to Jacksonville, Florida, if we put together a route like that, or for the Tasha route from the Rio Grande River to the Red River or back and forth. Super loose idea there. And again, a focus area of growing the members is we want to partner with some key members and put together regular weekly rides in each of these areas as well. Obviously, I can't be in Shreveport and Atlanta and Jacksonville and Houston every week. But if we have some key members that are helping to support a weekly group ride or something like that, we want to start working on some of that. We're definitely going to be doing it here in North Texas. And so keep an eye out for 3 wide Wednesdays or Wednesdays at 3 wide. I think it's 3 wide Wednesdays. I think that's what we're going with. That's not going to happen this week because we got some really shitty weather on the way. But that's a work in progress. Expect that to be ready after daylight saving time. And oh, what did I do there? That one didn't work. Coming soon, stuff we're working on. Training programs, definitely a big deal for us. We expect that to be out first quarter of 2025. We have some education stuff that we're going to be adding to the mix, and definitely some more partners. All that's going to really start kicking in 2025 to hugely accelerate in 2026. And I'm right at 30 minutes now, and I really did not plan for this to stretch that long. I apologize, folks. I was shooting 10 or 15 minutes, and I'm just rambling. So thank you for giving me your time. Appreciate it tremendously. Any thoughts or questions you have about any of this, or if I missed anything critical, hey, send me an email, spinistry@gmail.com. Outside of that, looking forward to seeing you guys out on the road with us.